from the crypt.
Welcome to the Spooky Nerd Club, everyone. I'm your host, Ray. Today we have another Tales from the Crypt episode. We're going to go through episode 2 of An All Through the House, which premiered on June 10th, 1989, starring Larry Drake as Santa, who also played Dr. Giggles in another horror movie. It's starring Mary Ellen Trainor as Elizabeth Carmen, who was in Lethal Weapon and The Goonies. This film was directed by Robert Zemeckis, who also directed Back to the Future and Forrest Gump. It was written by Fred Decker and Stephen Dodd. Before we even get into the episode, I want to ask you, what's your first impression on this episode without getting into too many details on this?
So first impressions, I loved this one, and it made me very excited for Terrifier 3, because it turns out I really like when Christmas gets spooky.
So let's just jump right into the plot of the episode.
In fact, I've got some Christmas goose for you. Goosebumps, that is. Yes, indeedy. A little terror tale chock full of holiday fear.
So we start with some Christmas vibes as Nat King Cole's The Christmas Song is playing and snow falls outside of a cozy home. The home is filled with holiday decorations and presents. It seems like the perfect home, at least for now. A man is on the couch next to a fireplace reading the final words to A Christmas Carol in disgust.
God bless us, everyone. Right.
If he's in such a bad mood, why is he reading the story? Like, everyone knows the ending to A Christmas Story.
Maybe he's reading it because it's Christmas and it's his Christmas tradition. Even though he's pissed off about it, it's a tradition. He closes the book and says,
Something needs to be done about that fire. Have you got the poker?
She's been sneaking around behind him suspiciously with the fire poker this whole time, and we're about to learn why.
Well, let me have it.
What did you say?
What are you, deaf? I said let me have it.
So then, Ray, she pokes his head real good, and he falls flat on the coffee table. She says,
Merry Christmas, you son of a bitch.
and that's a wrap on the husband character, and we never even learned his name. So then, Ray, she struggles to remove the poker from his head and falls back with a thud. Her innocent little daughter, Carrie, comes down the stairs asking,
Mommy, where is he? Did he bring me stuff yet?
Thinking Santa has already arrived with her gifts. The mom tries to rush her back to bed, and Carrie insists that she saw Santa outside. And here's where we learned the dead husband's name.
Good night, Joseph.
And that he's not Carrie's father. So I guess we don't feel as bad. Carrie's now offended that Joseph didn't say goodnight back, and the mom says he's asleep, like she's supposed to be.
But when Santa comes, he'll wake Joseph up.
Honey, I don't think even Santa could wake up your stepfather.
So during this whole scene, I was wondering why she was holding the fire poker, taking her daughter back to bed. Like, it clearly showed that she wasn't kind of the smartest. What do you think about her?
I think that she's a bad bitch, because she clearly was not into getting shit-talked by that man anymore. So she was shocked at what she'd just done. She still had the poker. She got caught in the act. She had to just play it cool. Good for her.
Yeah. You know damn well if we were in that situation, we'd probably both be freaking the fuck out, messing everything up.
So Carrie is tucked in, but she complains she can't sleep because it's too hot and touches her mom's upper lip, saying,
See, you're even sweating.
To resolve the issue, the mom opens the window a bit as she says the one thing Carrie didn't ask for this Christmas was the cold. Carrie asks,
What did you want for Christmas, Mommy?
I already got it, sweetheart.
So I have to ask you, for Christmas, what was the coolest gift you ever got?
a pink Barbie Jeep.
The coolest gift I ever got was this red villain Stretch Armstrong doll. And I used to put a little pump in his head, pump that John up, and I could just stretch his arms out as long as I wanted. For me, that was the coolest gift I got as a kid.
The woman calls someone named the Nick Monster, but she gets his voicemail.
Hey, it's the Nick Monster. Hey, it's the Nick Monster. Hey, it's the Nick Monster.
I had to replay that a few times because I thought she said the Dick Monster, which I thought was bold as fuck.
It's funny because when you do hear it, it does sound like the Dick Monster. Maybe it was a play on that. Fun fact though, when you call my voicemail, you get John Kasser.
Hello, kitties. It's your old pal, the Crypt Keeper. Ray Morales Jr. can't come to the phone right now. He's all tied up.
You don't get a Dick Monster. You just get the Crypt Keeper.
In the message, we finally learn her name is Elizabeth, and she tells her darling Nick that she knows she wasn't supposed to call, but wanted to let him know.
It's done. I did it. It's all ours. The money, everything. We're free. Merry Christmas, darling.
So I have to say, this lady basically kills her husband. Then she calls the dude that she's having an affair with, leaves a voicemail, and basically just self-snitches on the crime that she just did. I thought it was stupid as shit. You tell me what you think.
No one ever said that criminals are smart, and Nick can do better.
I mean, can he though? He really just got a girl to kill her husband for him.
He's the dick monster. He can do better.
He got plenty of women out here killing their husbands on Christmas.
So Elizabeth ties a plastic bag around her dead husband's head with a red bow, and she toasts her drink and says,
And a very happy new year.
What's our impression of Elizabeth? She's literally performing for the audience in her head throughout the whole episode so far. What do you think?
well, I think she's super theatrical. Everything is so exaggerated. And you said from the beginning that she's incredibly dramatic. You called it right away, so. She drags his body to the front door, complaining she always told him to lose some weight, still performing for the people in her head. As she hauls his ass out the door, we hear the radio report.
For a male Caucasian reported to have brutally murdered 4 women in the Pleasantville area. County authorities say that the man, a patient at the Pleasantville Institute for the Criminally Insane, escaped earlier this evening and should be considered extremely dangerous.
Elizabeth doesn't hear this report because she's still struggling with her dead hubby's body. The front door slams shut and we see Elizabeth doesn't have her house keys. She's still complaining about his weight, but he looks totally normal to me. She's just weak as fuck. Her plan is to throw him in their backyard well. So, before she dumps his body, in true horror fashion, Joseph comes back for one last scare. He dies again, and Elizabeth hears a jingle in the distance.
Who's there?
After searching around, she runs face to face with the Santa reported on the news. He has an axe and tries to hack her up, but she takes an icicle and cuts his face. This gives her time to run back into the house. She chops his arm and manages to close the door. Elizabeth calls the police to report Santa, but hangs up as she realizes her husband's body is still in the backyard.
So, in hindsight, couldn't she just have blamed Joseph's death on the Santa killer? Because I immediately was like, I would just blame that shit right on him.
Well, I think that since she knew there was an axe murderer on the loose, you'd think that would be her first thought is like, perfect, the axe murderer murdered him, like it seems very obvious.
And the only thing she would have to clean up is the damn voicemail she left the dick monster. And she'd be good.
Elizabeth stares at her phone ringing back, and my boy Santa throws a tile swing through the window and chokes the hell out of her. She reaches the axe and whacks his head with the blunt end, and he stumbles back and passes out in the yard.
A few minutes into this episode, and already Larry Drake is killing it as a Santa killer. He's given us the physical horror comedy that we need. Have you ever seen Dr. Giggles, by the way?
No, I haven't seen Dr. Giggles.
I mean, I'm talking about it like it's a great movie. It's not. But his character, he does a great job playing that character as the doctor.
Instead of using the axe to hack the Santa killer's body, she leaves him outside and answers the phone. The police were calling all the homes to check on everyone and alert them they're sending deputies to the area. Elizabeth freaks out that someone will arrive there in 20 minutes. It now sinks in that she could blame Joseph's death on Santa, so she heads out to hack up her husband's body. She misses twice. She can't do anything right. When she finally nails him, the door slams shut and she loses her keys in the snow, locking her out.
So at this point, she eventually came to the conclusion that, oh, I can blame it on the Santa killer, which I thought was like, boom, it answered my question right away.
So, Ray, luckily, Joseph had his keys in his pocket, so she was able to get back in the house. Elizabeth calls the operator and performs again for the audience.
Operator?
The killer! The killer is here! Please, get me the police! I knocked him out! He's here! You've got to hurry!
So when this scene happened, the operator didn't really sound convinced on the call. Like, I feel like they're probably used to Elizabeth being sus.
She does this shit all the time.
Yeah.
She does this shit all the time.
Right.
Always something.
She's been trying to figure out all different types of ways to get rid of her husband. It is her husband, but she had another baby daddy. I wonder what happened to him.
When the operator asks for her location, Elizabeth notices the axe was removed from Joseph's head. She checks and is terrified to see Santa's body is also missing. Her desperate call to the operator gets mad real this time.
He's got an axe! He's got an axe and he's outside! Oh God, please hurry!
Ma'am, please calm down. Tell me where you are.
She runs to the closet for Joseph's gun, but the door handle falls off, so she can't escape the closet. Don't you hate when that happens? The closet has a window, though, so she can see Santa climbing up a ladder to Carrie's open window. So Carrie, who probably got her brains from her freaking mom, leans out the window, telling Santa she's been waiting for him all damn night, and lends him a helping hand right into the house.
Watch out, Santa, don't slip!
Please! Please! Oh! Oh!
Come on, Slowpoke, come on! Hurry up, you big old Santa! Where are my presents, Santa? Here, Santa, I'll help you.
Elizabeth finally slams out of the closet, leaving the gun behind that she originally intended to grab, and runs towards Carrie's room. It's empty, and she's relieved to find Carrie downstairs safe. But Elizabeth isn't.
See, Mommy? I told you Santa would come, and he didn't even have to come down the chimney. I let him in.
Elizabeth gives one more stellar performance, and she screams repeatedly for her life at the top of the stairs. Santa holds up his axe and asks,
Naughty or nice?
As Elizabeth continues screaming.
So just for fun, since this episode didn't really give us a full backstory, for Elizabeth, make up your own backstory.
I think, here's my theory. She is like one of those deadly women from like those Fatal Attraction episodes, you know, where she marries all these men that are like older just so she can like get their life insurance policy, so she murders them repeatedly. So her ex-husband, Carrie's dad, is also dead. He's dead. She's killed him too. Maybe there was somebody else to blame for his death as well. Who knows? And she met this new guy, and she's ready to move on to this new man, but she has to kill her husband first for that life insurance money. That's what I think happened.
How was that for a scream, boys and ghouls? Oh, don't worry about little Carrie. This particular Santa preferred older women. In pieces, that is.
I think personally, and I'm going to say this just because the way she reacted to killing her husband, she was so nervous and like scared about it. I feel like maybe she was one of those wives originally was married to Carrie's father, and Carrie's father just got tired of her shit, and he packed up his shit and divorced her ass. She found this douchebag. She ended up dating him for money. Clearly, she's not attracted to him. She's telling him that he's fat and all of this shit. So what else do you want from a guy like that? Probably money. So, so she's got everything she can from him. We know she wants to kill this dude for some type of life insurance money. The dick monster was basically her love affair interest. He laid it down on her once, and she was like, yo, please get me and my daughter out of here because we need a new life. It's my backstory with her. So, on a scale of 1 to 5, though, how did you like this episode? 5! Woo! That's a big-ass review for episode 2.
That's fun. I liked it.
We didn't go over part 1, though. Episode 1's review. What would you give episode 1? A 3. And this one gets a 5. I'm going to join your side on this and give it a 5. Because it's so slasher-themed.
Yeah. I just wanted to mention, I think, because I've obviously never seen this before, like I mentioned last time, the jump in, like, quality and story and, like, horror from the first episode to the second episode is kind of crazy, because the first one was not like this at all. I loved this one. This one was super fun, so I can't wait to see what's going to happen next.
Be very careful what you ask for Christmas. You might just get it.
that pretty much wraps up this episode. If you want to follow us for the rest of season 1 of Tales from the Crypt, our next video is going to be on episode 3. Dig that cat. He's real gone. If you could please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date with all of our videos. Horror Girl, thank you again for tuning in with me. You want to say anything to the people where they can follow you at?
At My Horror Diary on Instagram.
Again, thank you all for tuning in. Until the next video, we'll see you all soon.
Merry Christmas.
Tales from the Crypt.